I finally decided I'm going to do a little quick YouTube tutorial for Jean Grey without the super broke down that I did for Null. So if you're having trouble with Jean, I'm going to point out some things to avoid. There are 3 phases to go through. At 30 bars, she goes down to her second phase. At 13 bars, she goes to her last phase. And then, of course, she has her mind control stuff as well. So in the first phase, the biggest thing to look out for are 2 big purple splashes of damage. She'll have a big circle one where she drops down, and then she will have 4 little tracking things, which are like little mini Jean Greys that explode. You can actually swap characters so they don't target you and they'll actually go off the screen on their own, or you can just run around so they blow up and don't hit you. Aside from that, you've got the red areas of attack that she's doing, but the first phase is fairly simple, I would say. So there's just a little dash there. All right. Again, the fire directions there. There's the drop. It's usually followed at the beginning here with the little exploding Jeans. So you can just run away from this and let them blow up, but you can also swap characters and then you'll lose targeting. All right, I'm going to pop my 7. I'm going to try to pop my 7 so I can survive that. All right here, popping my 7 to survive it. One of the nice things about Black Widow tier 4 is her 7 basically makes her invulnerable. All right, 7 bars away. I'm going to pop this again so I can survive this. Now she's at 30 bars. I'm going to switch. See how those Jeans go off the screen? They don't target you if you swap. So now she's going into her second phase. Now she's going to produce 8 little copies of herself instead of 4, and she has that little flame splash she does there as well. You just stay out of the purple. It's pretty easy. All right, see, there's 4, and then there's going to be a second set, but it looks like we're going in the mind control. There's a little bar in the center. You want to keep that in the middle. If you go to one half of the screen or the other, see how it's going to red? Come over here and it comes to the other side. You just avoid the purple attacks. These are the hardest because these fireballs will try to force you to one side or the other. You just stay in between the grids, and you can usually survive this pretty well. And if you can, she's actually going to get stunned, and you'll actually be able to attack her for a while. So if you can avoid those, fantastic. Just keep that bar in the center at the top of the screen. That's the biggest thing to keep an eye out for here. All right, now we want to get her down to 13 bars to get her into her final phase. Probably could have done this on a lower level, but I wanted to show you all of her attacks and let you know, like, hey, look, you can kind of do this even on the higher stages. This is the highest stage I have unlocked. So again, there's going to be 4, and then another 4 is going to come. Now watch, if I switch, they'll untarget me or blow up on their own. I prefer running around when those pop up if you can, because as you can see, it takes a while to get back to your dealer. And if you can't stay on your dealer, you might not be able to do enough damage to actually defeat her. Going into this phase again for the mind control. So I'm going to swap again. I like to go to the bottom of the screen and kind of rock back and forth every so often to keep that X in the middle. I hate the fireball ones. Usually running back and forth and dodging, zigzagging up and down usually work pretty well for those little fire circle ones. Those are the most difficult. The grids are not too bad. And sometimes she'll do these little splash damage and make like a little grid of floating energy around you, and I just lost Crescent. So, good times. All right, 3 more bars, and she'll be in her final phase. 1 more bar. Here we go. So I like to call this the pie section. She'll divide the screen into 3 sections and then flip to the areas that she's not hitting back and forth. So you can just run back and forth between the 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you run to the bottom, 1 splash, run right in and start hitting her. Now she's going to get really nuts with her attacks. She's going to use the purple attacks a little bit more often, so you got to be real careful for that. And she'll do this thing where she sets up a whole bunch of big area splash damage around the screen, which I'll show you in a second here. I'm going to use my 7 to survive that, the trackers. There we go. 8 bars left. So if we can do this here. Oof. There. Big area. She'll do a whole bunch of them. Just avoid those, let them blow up. I'm going to switch so those run off the screen there. And sometimes she'll zip around and do these purple attacks, and she does 3 of them. Which she only did the last one. I don't know where the other 2, what happened to the other 2, but it's fine. We can make this work. 5 more bars. I have a feeling I'm going to have to stun her one more time. I might run out of time here. This is actually the highest stage that I've done for her, so I might not actually be able to survive this. Whoa, I'm using my special 7, but it's running out, so I'm going to run around for this last part. And mind control. I don't have a lot of hit points, so I have 3 bars left, but you at least saw all of the things and the methods that you can do to try to clear her. I only have 13% Pierce on my account, so I can't really do too high with her. There we go. There's the last one right there. You just stay in the middle of the grid. So now you've seen all of her attacks that she can do in the mind control phase. And I should... Yes, I got her here. Yes, maybe. 7 seconds. 5 seconds left. We did the clear on stage 11. So that's the highest I've done so far. But those are some pointers to look at if you're fighting against Jean World Boss Legendary. Hopefully that's helpful. If you want a more detailed guide like my Ultimate Null Guide, let me know and I'll break it down with screenshots and explanations. But thanks for watching.